You know the student. They can read a word like a champ, but when it's time to spell it, it's a struggle. It's a super common puzzle in the early grades, and the key to solving it is a skill called encoding. So in this explainer, we are going to break down a complete classroom-ready plan to teach this crucial skill. We'll be using a really powerful strategy card and its evidence document, tools you might even have in your curriculum, to give you a clear step-by-step model you can literally use in your classroom tomorrow. All right, let's jump in.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with why encoding is so important. Then we'll get into how to plan for student mastery. The real heart of our time will be modeling the core teaching routine. After that, we'll talk about how to support all learners, and we'll wrap up with assessment and your next steps.
So, first things first, why are we so focused on encoding, or, spelling? Well, think about it this way. When a kid sees the letters C-A-T and says cat, they're decoding, right? But when they hear the word cat and write down C-A-T, that's encoding. It's the same exact knowledge, just in reverse. They are truly two sides of the same coin, and when you strengthen one, you automatically strengthen the other.
This slide just lays it out so perfectly. It's the two-for-one deal of literacy instruction. On the left, you've got decoding, seeing the letters, making the sounds. On the right, encoding, hearing the sounds, writing the letters. Every single time a student practices encoding, they are literally building and reinforcing the exact same brain pathways they need for fluent reading. It's one of the most efficient ways to build a rock-solid foundation.
And let's be clear, this isn't about memorizing weekly spelling lists, not at all. This is about teaching our students to be sound detectives. They listen for those tiny, individual sounds in a word, the phonemes, and then they match those sounds to the letters, or letter teams, the graphemes, that represent them. It's this awesome detective game that builds their brains for both reading and writing.
Okay, so let's get practical. Let's talk about planning. If we're going to teach this effectively, we need a crystal clear picture of what success looks like. And that's where a tool like an evidence document is your best friend. It's our roadmap, showing us what mastery of this standard actually looks and sounds like in a student's work.
We've always got to start by framing the standard for our students. An I can statement like this one takes that formal teacher language and makes the learning target real and achievable for a kid. It tells them exactly what they'll be able to do by the time we're done.
Now this progression chart, this is an absolute game changer for differentiation. It shows us the whole journey. See, in kindergarten, they're just focused on mastering simple CVC words like top. Then in first grade, they level up to tackle those trickier blends and digraphs and words like this. And by second grade, they're ready for the big leagues, multi-syllable words like tiger. This map lets us meet every single student exactly where they are.
The evidence document is also amazing because it helps us predict and prevent common mistakes. For instance, it gives us a heads up to watch for students writing fog for flag because they're just not hearing that second sound in the blend yet. So how do we teach in a way that stops these errors before they start? Well, that's where our explicit, multi-sensory routine comes in. Let's take a look.
All right, this is the most important part of the whole lesson, the I do. This is where we as teachers put on our actor hats. We make our internal thinking process totally visible and audible for our students. We're not just telling them what to do, we're showing them, step by step, how a skilled speller attacks a brand new word.
The routine we're about to walk through comes directly from this strategy card. Now, the beauty of a consistent routine like this one is that it frees up so much of a student's cognitive energy. Once they know the steps, they can focus all their brain power on the specific phonics skill we're working on that day.
It's a super simple 4-step dance. First, we target a skill. Then, the teacher says a word and the students repeat it. Next, they break apart the sounds and write the letters. And this last step is crucial. They check their work by reading the word back. This really solidifies that connection between spelling and reading.
All right, let's bring this to life. Imagine you're right here at my small group table. Here's what you'd hear. Okay, friends, our phonics focus today is consonant blends. My turn first. The word is trip. Your turn. Say trip. See how clear and direct that is? This is all me, the teacher, just setting the stage.
And getting a choral response, having every kid say it back, that's non-negotiable. It does two things. One, it's a super quick check to make sure they all heard the word correctly. And two, it activates their auditory processing, getting their brains fired up and ready to listen for sounds.
Okay, now watch closely. This is where the magic happens, the think aloud. I'm going to physically tap out the sounds on my fingers as I say them. Watch me tap the sounds in trip. T, r, I, p. 4 sounds. Now I'll write the letters for each of those sounds. T, R, I, P.
This simple action makes the invisible process of spelling totally visible and concrete.
Okay, after a strong teacher model, we're ready to start gradually releasing that responsibility to our students. We move from I do, where I did all the work, to we do, where we're going to do it together.
You'll notice my language shifts right away to signal we're a team now. Let's do one together. The steps are exactly the same, but now the students are my partners. We say the word together, we tap the sounds together. My job here is just to provide enough support to make sure they feel successful and build their confidence.
Now, as they're writing on their whiteboards, I'm not just sitting back. My eyes are everywhere, scanning every single board. I'm looking for things to celebrate and for coaching opportunities. This is my chance to get real-time data and give immediate, targeted feedback right in the moment.
And when I see that classic fog for flag error, I can jump on that teachable moment. I'd say something like, wow, I love how you got the first sound and the last sound. Let's work on that middle sound. Watch my mouth as I say the word flag. See what my tongue is doing right there? Let's fix it together. It's all about being supportive and really precise with our feedback.
And finally, we're ready for the you do. Now, the ultimate goal is, of course, independence, but partner practice is a fantastic bridge to get there. It gives students a chance to be both the teacher and the learner, which really solidifies their understanding before they have to do it all on their own.
Of course, in any classroom, our kids are not all in the same place. Let's be real. The good news is that this routine is beautifully simple to differentiate. We can provide extra support for those who need it and an extra challenge for those who are ready to fly.
So for my friend who struggled with flag, I might give them some sound boxes and have them push a chip into a box for each sound they hear. Or maybe I'd give them letter tiles for a flag and have them just focus on putting them in the right order. But for my student who nailed flag easily, I might challenge them to a word ladder. Hey, can you change one letter in flag to make the word flat? Now can you change flat to flit?
So after our lesson is done, how do we know if our students have really mastered the standard? That brings us to our last step, assessment. This is what's going to drive our instruction for the very next day.
A quick exit ticket, like dictating a simple sentence with our target words, gives us so much information. It's gold. The student on the left is showing us mastery. The student on the right isn't failing. They're giving us a perfect roadmap for what to do next. This data tells me exactly what I need to reteach, making my next lesson way more targeted and effective.
Look, teaching and coding is like giving our students the keys to the code of written language. It's a gift that will truly last a lifetime. By using a simple, powerful routine like this, you're not just teaching spelling. You're building confident, capable readers and writers. So as you go back to your classroom, just think about one small step, one thing you can take this week to bring this routine to life for your students. You've got this.